Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Animefied. This is part 2 of Engage Kiss. The previous part will be pinned in the comments if haven't watched. Let's begin. Mr. Mikami looks at his computer screen, and a person comes from the darkness. Mr. Mikami realizes who the culprit is, and runs out of the office while the secret man watches. He attempts to call Shu in his car, but when Shu picks up the phone, all he hears is that Mr. Mikami gets in a car crash and a bullet is fired. Shu arrives to find him dead with 2 bullets in him. They find the coded man running and begin to chase him. He attempts to dodge them, but Kisara and Shu eventually corner him. He reveals he is the annoying brat, and he reveals he's actually the one with the most power in this city. Nobody gives a damn. Shu ties him up and questions him, but Mikhail tells him he will prove his innocence. He takes them inside the government building and goes up the stairs. They enter the room and find out that every single aspect of this country is under surveillance. This corrupt government can see every single action that its citizens take. He is also the true head of the government. Shu goes to have coffee with Ayano to tell her about his discoveries and sees something on her computer screen. At the funeral, he gives Mr. Mikami a flower and walks outside. Miles comes to give him a ride, and they both go home together. Miles and Shu talk about what they've gone through together ever since Miles adopted him, and how much they miss Mr. Mikami. Miles calls Mr. Mikami a true detective, but he is soft-hearted and gullible. Shu asks Miles, "Is that why you killed him, Miles?" A light appears on his arm. Shu reveals that he realized this a long time ago and teamed up with Ayano's mom to only get paid $1 for eliminating an AE-level demon. Sharon has escaped from her jail cell. Shu walks with Miles, confused about why he'd fall for a demon. Miles reveals that Mr. Mikami had always known more than Shu. Mr. Mikami had realized that Miles was always at all the demon hazards early, and never missed any of them. Even his daughter was miraculously cured of a nearly fatal disease when Shu's parents died. Miles reveals that he teamed up with a demon to achieve his goals. Shu asks him to apologize to everyone he's hurt and to Shu himself for deceiving everyone. Miles, however, doesn't regret a single thing. His body begins to transform, and he becomes a giant demon. Shu cries, realizing that he has to kill him or else other people will get killed. As Ayano is about to be murdered, Sharon comes in, throwing her bike to save her. She attacks him and fends him off. Ayano gives her backup but then points her weapon at her. However, Shu makes it apparent that he has set her free on 2 conditions: her freedom and the memories of Miles. Shu instructs Kisara to erase every memory of Miles from him, but she is concerned that he will lose memory of even more things. He is unconcerned and kisses her anyway. As Sharon and Ayano are about to be killed, Kisara comes in to defend his weapon. She rushes forward, clashing against Miles while he attempts to fend her off. His chains fly across the field, but Kisara holds him off. She runs, dodging his strikes, until Shu wakes up. The remnants of his memories tell him that he killed Mr. Mikami. Kisara is attempting to end Miles' life and stabs him, but she isn't strong enough to destroy him yet. He gets into a striking position and runs toward her. However, as he gets closer, she hears him say, "Please take care of Shu." He runs toward Shu with all his might. Shu readies his gun, saying, "Die, demon." He opens his weapon and fires. Miles' memories of watching Shu grow up begin to surface, and Miles' daughter is on the verge of dying. Shu's father has determined that the ore the country uses is drawing demons, and he will go to investigate it. As Miles waits in the hospital, the door opens, and a person tells him that his daughter will be saved. Miles understands that this person is a demon. Itachi goes to Akino at the mine and tells her that he will take her place. Inside the mine, Shu's father is asking Shu's mother why she is about to murder him and her son. She tells him that their daughter is the daughter of a devil and a human, and she will be the gate between the 2 worlds. Miles reveals that she is Asmodeus and takes Shu away. He hears an explosion coming and uses his demonic power to protect Shu from it. Together, they are the sole survivors of the explosion. Shu's father was the one who blew up the cave, and Miles leaves on with the rest of his days, taking care of Shu as he watches him grow up. Kisara absorbs those memories, absorbing everything. She tells Shu that Miles said he's sorry, and as Shu yells about this guy being evil, he stops, realizing that before he was killed, he said that he was sorry. Shu cries, not knowing why he is sad. Sharon is drinking alcohol in the lewdest way because she's a corrupt sister. Ayano yells at her, and Kisara tells her the memories she saw from Miles' memories but doesn't reveal that Asmodeus was actually Shu's mom. Shu, however, doesn't remember how or why his dad died. Kisara also doesn't reveal anything about Shu's sister. Sharon reveals that Asmodeus has been present in this world for the last 150 years under various masks, and suspects Kisara of concealing something from her. Kisara and Sharon go away on a ship together. Kisara tells Sharon that she will save Shu's sister and hands her a flash drive containing information. Ayano goes with her best friend, who is the head of the police, on a car ride. She asks Linfa where the cave is where Shu died because only the ocean remains in its place. Sharon reveals that the locations Asmodeus has traveled to in Europe create the demon emblem. Similarly, all the locations in Kisara's country where demons have spawned also resemble that emblem. They are heading to the final location, which happens to be the mine where Shu's father died. It is in a different place now because the whole country floated away from it to cover up the incident. Ayano has also realized this, but they are cornered by tanks and missiles. However, our knight in shining armor comes on a helicopter to save the day. Ayano leaps from the car and follows Shu. Kisara has arrived at the cave and sees Kana, Shu's sister. As she is about to touch her, Sharon is ready to backstab her. Kisara will not let her kill Kana, as she's Shu's only other family member. Mikhail decides to launch lasers from a satellite towards the mine before the gate opens. As Kisara and Sharon attack, power activates within Kana, and an arm comes out. The laser launches at full power towards the city, leaving a giant explosion. However, nothing is damaged. A giant arm pierces the buildings and reaches for the sky. Asmodeus has awakened, and so has Kana. Sharon falls down, attacking Asmodeus with all her might as Kisara gives her backup. Sharon, however, is destroyed, and Kisara begins getting attacked by a ghost that looks like Shu's mother. She is about to kill her, but Shu fires at her, not recognizing her as her mom. Shu asks Kisara to take every last memory of it to defeat it. Kisara, however, doesn't want to let this happen and gets stabbed in the chest. The one who stabbed her is none other than Shu's sister. As she bleeds out, she tells Shu to leave, and Sharon takes him away with her. When Kisara touches the rod, she sees Shu's memories of the nights he slept with Ayano and when Sharon undresses for him. However, the only memory he has of her is the one where she's taking money from him because she lets him keep all the lewd memories. She gets ready to attack Kana, but at the last second, she stops herself. Kana releases an explosion, and Kisara falls into the ocean. Kana is ready to kill Shu, but Mikhail launches the laser again, stopping her in her tracks. He launches it a third time, and Kana falls to the ocean floor. They rescue Kisara and know it is only a matter of time before Kana wakes up again. Kana is now the first S-rated demon. Shu holds onto Kisara's hand, begging for her to wake up. He asks her if he should just abandon everything, his friends, his city, and his family, and flee with her and stay safe together. He wonders if he has a family, and Kisara wakes up and tells him that she doesn't care about any of that. She tells him to promise her that they'll flee together from this city, and he promises her that. She asks him if he needs his memories anymore, but he tells her that he'll give her everything, including his soul. She kisses him, however, and Shu starts to remember his memories. She kisses him again, holding him tighter. In his flashback, he remembers leaving Ayano and breaking up with her. He remembers teaming up with Sharon and tricking her, and how he attempted to create a contract with Kisara. He tells her that she will gain power by taking his memories, and he names her Kisara, as that was the name of the first girl he kissed. He makes a written contract with Kisara, and she reads it all but can't find supplement 263. She finds it hidden. It is a cancellation supplement. They create the ritual, but instead of touching his head, she kisses him and tells him that this ends the ritual. Shu is confused, as that's not what the contract was. He sees that the contract was changed to involve a kiss and sees that supplement 263 was also changed. He can never cancel his contract with her unless she wants him to. The memories of his time with her fled his brain. All of his happy and sad memories overwhelmed him. She clasps his hand and reveals that's what she changed the cancellation supplement to. He looks at her and she asks him, "Who are you?" Kana has awakened at this time. Shu realizes that he's gotten all his memories back from Kisara, even the time when he slept with a girl and paid for it using Ayano's card. What a Chad. He realizes that he even has memories that are not his own, but were Kisara's. He calls her Kisara, but she doesn't seem to remember that this was her name. He understands now that Kisara has been sacrificing her own memories to gain her power, and that she has not once deleted any of Shu's memories. She has forgotten what her own mother looks like just so that she can never harm Shu. Shu calls her an idiot because now he knows everything, including how she feels. She was giving a human pure profit this entire time because of how much she loved Shu. Shu promises that he will never flee from this city, and that he will be the one protecting her this time. He kisses her on the head, takes her sword, and leaves. Shu bought an item from the military. The military is attacking Kana but is unable to do any damage. She doesn't retaliate at all. However, when Ayano fires, she begins to only attack her like all the demons have so far. She gets in front of Ayano, aims her hand at her, and fires. Shu, on his new hoverboard, has arrived at the last second to protect her. Ayano realizes he has regained his memories. He tells her that it wasn't cool how she seduced him. Kisara held a grudge about that, since he has all her memories now. Ayano thinks that Kana is coming for Shu. However, Sharon comes to reveal that the demon is coming for Ayano, as she is the girl who is always with her brother. Kana has been describing Shu's actions for the past 12 years, and how he was with a bunch of women constantly. She grew jealous over the years, as she was only trapped when she was 3 years old. She grew sad at how she was trapped and never saw her brother. Sharon and Ayano get into position, and Shu faces off with Kana, who seems to have calmed down. He tells her that he's been looking for her so that he can save her. She aims at him. However, he is no longer willing to sacrifice everything just to be with her. He will attempt to save her, along with all the people in his life. He is the only person in this world who lives together with a demon, but he will be sealing her away. Sharon's tentacles trap her, and Ayano fires a missile towards her. Shu floats towards her, ready to seal her away with Kisara's sword. Kana breaks free, and Shu misses. She creates her spear and clashes against Shu. Meanwhile, Kisara has left her bed. She continues aiming at Shu, but Shu parries her blow. She fires homing missiles at him, but Shu barely dodges these powers and loses his hoverboard. He clashes against her again, but she slashes him away from her. The tentacles come from behind, distracting Kana, and Shu takes this to his advantage. As it is about to end, Kana lets out a tear, which causes Shu to hesitate. He gets punched down from the sky. Kisara looks at the battlefield and sees that her memory remnants told her to believe in him and fight together. Shu is knocked to the ground, and as Ayano distracts her, a sword is picked up. Kisara has returned to the battlefield. Shu tells her that Kana is his little sister, and they will seal her away using her sword while she is still alive. Sharon comes from the sky, kicking her down. Ayano fires at her along with the rest of the military. They weaken her, but then she summons a large plume of blue smoke. 3 demons appear from within and head towards the city. Sharon and the rest of the military go to deal with them, and Ayano's mom tells Ayano that Shu needs to settle this with his family members. Ayano is jealous when she hears Kisara is part of Shu's family, but she decides to leave anyway. Shu asks her if she'll be able to do it and if she wants power. She says she wants courage more than power, and Shu grabs her face, kissing her. Kana sees them kissing and unleashes her power. As it is getting closer to killing them. However, Kisara is back and ready to fight. Shu has obtained a powerful bullet. Kisara clashes against Kana as Shu attempts to get into position. He tells Kisara to bring her to him. She rushes towards Kana. She tells her, "Let's go to where your beloved brother is." Shu prepares his gun one final time. He apologizes to Kana and fires his bullet at her, breaking her horns. She comes crashing down. As Shu falls down to reach her, magical energy begins to overflow the entire field. Asmodeus's arm reappears with Shu's mother, only to be destroyed by Kisara. Kisara rushes towards Kana, stabbing at the center of the energy. Shu approaches her, but she just takes the spear and flies away to help with the other demons. The other generals decide to treat Kisara as one of them because she is the only reason they are still alive. Kisara asks them what she should do now as she is in danger because she is a demon in a human society. Does this world have a place for her? Ayano hugs her, telling her that she has nothing to worry about. Meanwhile, Shu is digging up his sister from the rubble, and she sees him and calls him her brother. He cries and hugs his sister, who hasn't been sealed away. In the following days, Kana is locked up until she grows up little by little. Sharon is ready to leave and tells Ayano that Shu made up with her by staying at a hotel with her all night. However, she was just joking. Shu visits his father and mother's graves and tells them that although he wasn't able to fix all the issues, he will continue to raise Kana and have a new beginning. At Miles's grave, there is the same pack of cigarettes he would also give Shu. He walks back home with Shu, and she wishes for him to teach her all the memories she's lost, all the good things and bad things, the fun and sad times, how they met and ended up in this relationship. Shu promises to tell her everything bit by bit over a long period of time. Shu asks her to come inside and tells her not to worry about anything. In the dark, Shu begins to kiss Kisara, hugging her tightly to himself. As they kiss, Kisara reaches for the door, and they see his sister eating there. They point their spears at each other. Shu wishes for someone to come in to calm the situation, However, Ayano comes in and makes everything worse. Ayano points the gun at Kisara, and Shu wonders who she really came to capture. Kana asks Shu whose side he's on. Shu isn't able to answer. They each point their weapons at each other, and the entire building explodes. So, that's it for now. In the meantime, check out our other videos. Until then, peace.